Good morning. How's it going, guys? Album review number 2. We're here. We made it. So, what's on number 2? Well, last week, geez, we're doing weeks now. I'm going to try to do it every day. I'm sorry. God, this phone is so low. Last week, we were on Tupac. So, it only makes sense now that we're on the number 311 to be precise. 311 self-titled. I got another one of these that's going to be tomorrow. Let me tell you, I'm excited about this album. Full disclosure, I've listened to it before. And this is what I love about the hobby of CDs. It's such a good hobby because it narrows what you're allowed to listen to. Because if you don't buy them online and you buy the ones you want, you have to go and to thrift stores, whatever, dollar section, and you have to get creative because they're not going to have all your favorite albums. I never listened to 311. I heard about him. I picked it up, and now I'm a fan, okay? But I got their self-titled right here. We're going to plop it in the car. We're going to be listening to it all day on the way to, back, loop-de-loop, away from school. And I'm going to give you a thought. I'm going to give you a score out of 10 with maybe a 0.5 decimal point, but 311. So we're going to plop this in the car, and I'll get back to y'all. All right, 311. Show me what you got. Let's do it. Okay, and I am back. I just listened to 311 self-titled. I actually listened to it twice this morning. Right off the bat, I love this album. I really like it, and it's really funny because sometimes when I look, especially when I get a new artist and I don't know anything about them, and I see an album, maybe I've heard of the band, and I pick up the album, I want to make sure I'm not getting a really crappy album and that I'm getting at least one of the good ones because I don't know the discography. So I'll look at an online tier list or ranking to see if I'm getting a good or a bad one. So if it's a bad one, I'm not going to waste my time with it. Actually, ahead of time, when I was getting the other 311 album, I looked it up and this one was actually ranked pretty low. And honestly, that kind of surprised me because I dig this album. How do you say? First impression of 311. And it blew me away. It got me totally into them. I really like them, Incubus sort of vibe, Primus sort of vibe, but it's its own thing. If you know 311, you know these guys. And this is, I guess, one of the worst albums, which I don't know, to me is surprising because I think this is a really solid one. It makes me excited because there's ones I can look forward to. But 311 self-titled, there's 14 tracks on this. The runtime, I don't know off the top of my head. I think this is the runtime right here. I'll just put it there later. To me personally, it feels long. I don't know. I'm gonna guess it's gotta be, honestly, it might not even be that long. Maybe 45 minutes, 45-minute album. But 14 songs, I'll put it this way. Last week's has a similar vibe throughout. There is really, I hate to say it's one note, but this thing is pretty one note. I mean, there's no ballads, there's no nothing. It's headbanger, it's offbeat sort of headbanging, sort of going crazy the whole time, which is great. But the thing is it runs out of steam eventually because it can only get up and up, and then it's not bringing you down in a healthy way to bring you back up. So for me, around track 9 and 10, it brings me down, and then Don't Stay Home brings me up, and then Don't Let Me Down, Don't Let Me Down, oh yeah. That gets me amped. And by then there's 2 more songs. And then I was listening to the final track just now. TMP Combo, that's the closing track. Totally not a closing track. I mean, what? And then it went back, and then Down was the opening track. Down's a great song. I mean, I really like it. It's a good song. But that's the other thing with this album. There's no rhyme or reason. I mean, you can mix and match the order and you'll get the same experience. I mean, there's no definitive pace break. There's no definitive intro. There's no definitive ending. You can really mix and match. Nothing is really, I hate to say it, but it's not like there's no care into it, but they didn't really write these songs to me in an album feel. I mean, all these songs can be listened individually. But there are some hits here. It's not like the last week's album where it was just kind of flatline the whole way through. There's some hits in here. There's some high points where I wouldn't put at the start. Down, really good song. All Mixed Up is so good. Just all mixed up, you don't know what to do. And na 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 na. Hive, I can't some of these, when I put it back, I'm all in it. Just ba da ba 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 da na na da 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 na na da 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 na. Like, it's the chill one. Da na 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 na. Yeah, yeah. That's kind of like a pace break. It's good. This is a good album. It's great in the car on a hot day like this. It is the best to just have the windows down. It's mixed great. The bass is strong. The drums are there. It's a punchy album. Great to listen like a car like this, just like a shitbox car with like the music all the way up, windows down. It sounds phenomenal. The riffs are really creative. I mean, like, this is stuff that I listen to get inspired because it doesn't play anything straight. The drums and the rhythm guitar just play off of each other, and then the vocals, I mean, the singing isn't anything noteworthy. Rhythmically is phenomenal. It's incredible. I really like this album. It's got some hits. I come back to it a lot. TMP Combo, Ba Ba Ba, Sweet, Don't Let Me Down. I mean, these are good songs. Misdirected Hostility. I mean, it's a good album. Listen to it. It is super funky. It's metal. It's reggae. It's everything. It's all over the place. It's a fun album. I don't really know what else to say about it. I'm gonna give it a score. It's gonna be a 7.5 out of 10. For me, that's a pretty damn good score. I mean, once you're getting to like the 8s and 9s territories, I'm talking about like classics. This isn't really a classic to me. It's a banger. It's a banger for me. I really like it. I think I like it a lot more than other people. 7.5 to me is like an A-. So, and I think later it's gonna make a lot of sense with other albums, just like what this thing's going up against. But it's a good album. It's a really solid album. I listened to this thing twice today, and it's only 2 o'clock. I mean, that should just tell you. I'm gonna listen to it again today. But yeah, 7.5 out of 10. Solid album. Tomorrow I'm gonna be listening to 311's debut album. That's my other 311 album, titled Music. Pretty excited about that one. I actually haven't listened to that one, maybe like the first 2 tracks. So I'm curious to see how that one stacks up. Anyways, I'm gonna try to make this brief, let you guys go, and I'll be back tomorrow with tomorrow's episode. But 311 self-titled, 7.5 out of 10. Listen to it for yourselves and let me know what you think. Peace out.